you very much. It's an honor to come here. And Radhaji, thank you so much for giving me the honor. Thank you so much, all my senior Rotarian members, for giving me this opportunity to just interact with you a little bit. So, as Radhaji pointed out, today the topic of the conversation is gut code. I have labeled it as so. I have thoughtfully labeled the presentation name the gut code, unlocking longevity through microbiome mastery. As we Hippocrates, who was the father of medicine, whose oath we as doctors have taken, he has said all diseases begin in the gut. Before we come to the gut, as you all know, we are talking about longevity. So there are some two basic terms which I would need to clarify in the beginning. And those two terms are lifespan and health span. I am sure many of us know about it, but still I would like to give it a clarification. So what is lifespan? Lifespan is the number of years we live, and which has tremendously increased over the last couple of decades, especially comparing to our grandparents, whose the average lifespan in that era used to be around 50, 60. 60 was pretty old, 70 was extremely old. And the lifespan overall has, because of tremendous developmental medicine, lot of technology, and overall need or reason of healthcare, the lifespan has considerably increased in the last couple of decades. And now even easily 70, 80s everybody is achieving. But is that what we really want? Do we just really want to live long? Or really the other term which we should be focusing on is the health span. Health span is the span or the number of years where the person is disease free or free from any disability or any chronic disease, including diabetes, hypertension, obesity, metabolic disorders, Alzheimer's, including everything. So the target, as everything is evolving, so we should evolve our thoughts also. And the target should be, in the beginning I would just like to say कि थोड़ी सी लंबी हो सकती है talk. So if you're getting bored, then I can, because मैं Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So as I was coming back to health span, so we all want to instead focusing on the health span. Health span is the disease-free lifespan ultimately. So we all see as our grandparents, I remember seeing my dadi, nani in bed, mostly watching television. They are not able to watch their diapers or do their routine activities also themselves. Somebody helping is needed. And in US, in UK, in abroad, if you see, the culture is entirely different. So we need to adopt bits and pieces of it. I'll come to it. Our social circle is much better than there in the US and the UK. But we are lagging in this. So we have to focus on our health span. And we have to always choose health span over lifespan. In this, recently I read a book called Outlive, whose author is Dr. Peter Attia. And I really follow him because his journey is, my journey is very similar to his, or maybe his journey is very similar to me. It's either ways. He's a surgeon. He's trained in Harvard Medical School to be a cancer surgeon. And then with my approach, similarly, he adopted different approaches to treat the root cause of the disease, not just the symptoms, as Radhaji was pointing out. So he did extensive research in that, and now he's one of the world's largest people in the field of longevity. And his book is Outlive. If you haven't read, I would suggest you should give it a read. So in this book, he points out that health span, why is it important, and how we should focus more on the health span by a very important concept called as the marginal decade. What is the marginal decade? Marginal decade is the decade of our last decade of our lives. For example, if we just plan that we are planning to live to 100, for example, just a heads up, I'll tell in the end, I visited World Longevity Fest in Las Vegas, which was organized by Anti-Aging Association of USA. And there I met people who are actually Dave Asprey and all those which I have now become friends with. They are planning to live up to 180. I'm not joking. 180 years. People are really working on it. NASA is working on it. And a lot of things are really going to come in the next 2-3 years.
Is it under our control to live like that?
So just to give you a good thing, first of all the ladies in the crowd here, the data suggests that women live longer than men in general. So the longest living person as of now, till according to Guinness Book of Record, is a person known as Jane Clement. She's a she was a lady, she lived up to 122 years. That is the longest ever documented with proof. And the longest current living person is 117 years. He's a male, he's a marathon runner somewhere in Egypt, I think. So that what humans have lived till now. But it is definitely in our control, sir, as you asked, because if you read the book Lifespan, who's written by a very famous scientist, David Sinclair, he again worked in the genetic lab in Harvard Medical School. So obviously it's one of the best pioneer institutes of the world. And he clearly points out that aging is a disease. And it like any other disease, it can be reversed, it can be stopped. And we have, there are so many books and so many concepts. Nature has cracked the code of aging. If you study some underwater creatures, there is one creature called as a different kind of a jellyfish who, as we all know, the butterfly, it becomes a pupa and then it flies off into a butterfly. So the jellyfish similarly has mastered the art that if the conditions is not favorable for its survival, it goes back into its pupa stage and it can lay dormant for decades and then again thrive. So that means nature, just such a small creature of a jellyfish, has mastered the art, and all these development of newer drugs, supplements which are natural based are ultimately coming from, we are learning from nature. And there is where my connection to longevity is, because as a doctor, you all know me, but you all know me that I am a very close connector with nature. So that is why my love for yes. I think it's better to make this session interactive.
What about, if you're talking about longevity, then what about our emotions? They have to be inclined in alignment so that, because stress उसी से आता है कई चीजों.
I will come to that. You will get your answer, because as you rightly said, balance है, important to balance है. So this concept of marginal decade, Peter Attia says that every one of us, some people are 80, some people are 70, some people are 40, I am 38. We all should make a list what we want to do in the last 10 years of our life or our marginal decade. It can be, for example, I love bird watching, you all know that. So I want to keep bird watching in my marginal decade. Somebody wants to play at least a piano in their marginal decade. Somebody wants to do gardening. Somebody wants to do just routine activities, walk up two stairs without breathing up heavily. So whatever it is, make at least, I really urge all of us, because you are all come here to learn and to progress and to make ourselves better. It's a journey for, I am trying to be better every day, and we all should, that should be the main goal in life. So we should target what we want to do in for last 10 years of our life. For example, if somebody writes that I want to do gardening or I want to do hiking, there are so many parameters health-wise which we need to focus on now if we want to do that at 80 or 90 or 100. So if we look at that, then the whole the aspect towards aging automatically turns towards a more graceful and more self-centered way. So coming that, today we are just touching one of the most important pillars, which is gut nutrition, and I include the optimal hydration in it because we consume it through our mouth. So these are the main 6 pillars. Radha ma'am may be knowing that when initially I have been presenting, I used to mention about the 4 pillars. But your fifth is what you were asking about, emotional and social interactions. So, and 6th is the thing which is the medicine 3.0 concept, the proactive testing and the preventive health. So I will, before I come to the gut in detail, I will just mention a few points about all these pillars which I feel is very essential. And if there are, actually each pillar deserves a full-blown lecture on its own, because I have been trying to reading each and every pillar in depth, and my knowledge is just the tip of the iceberg right now, and I am trying to develop every day. So just to mention it, the 6 pillars are nutrition, gut health. Number 2 is movement and exercise. Number 3 is sleep. Number 4 is the commonly known as meditation, but scientifically called as non-sleep deep rest, or you can merge the concept of blue mind with it. Number 5, with Radha ji just now pointed out, is emotional health and social interactions, which we are doing right now. And number 6 is the proactive testing and preventive health. So as I told you, I'll come to gut in the end because it's a long topic. let's come to the second point, which is move to thrive. Why movement matters. When we came on the planet Earth, movement was a natural part of our lives. We used to move naturally. We used to wake up with the sun. So we were aligned with our biological clock of the universe, of the earth. And we used to wake up with sunrise. And as soon as we used to get up, we used to just move and look for food, because there were no fridge lying in our fridges, or food lying in our fridges, sorry. Or there were no Blinkit where we could just press a button and food would just come to your doorstep. We would actually have to move to get food, sometimes many kilometers, and not sometimes, on a daily basis we used to walk for kilometers. So movement was a natural part of our lives. Once we discovered electricity and light in 1950s, then we started to try and extend our reach towards the night and try and do more things in the day, try and achieve more things by turning on the light when the sun sets. And then slowly we had to invent exercise, because we adapted a sedentary lifestyle. So exercise we were invented, but our body is naturally need for that. And and so exercise is a very blanket term when we tell exercise. It's like, for example, a patient gets cancer, I'll just prescribe chemotherapy. That's a very broad statement. You cannot prescribe just chemotherapy to a person who's suffering from cancer. You need to prescribe the right dose, the schedule. So in terms of exercise, it has to be a balance between cardio, strength training, flexibility. These three are the minimum things which all has to be combined. You cannot say that I'm a runner, I do running, I run marathons, and I don't do the other two. You cannot, this has to be a balance of the three. And in exercise, we are all exercising for our cardiovascular system, cardiorespiratory system, I should say. Everybody knows that. And today, if you go for health checkups in Medanta, Apollo, or the biggest institutions in the country, they will do the extensive cardiovascular panel, respiratory panel, but they will still miss the two most important parameters, which you can Google it right now. The most important parameter for your cardiovascular health, you can Google it, it is VO2 max. And the second parameter is HRV. I am stressing on this because it is really important and most of us aren't aware of it. VO2 max is a parameter in which how much oxygen our body can use in 1 minute. That is what is the real our cardiovascular capacity. And it is that why it is not being measured, because it's a difficult test. You have to make the person walk on a treadmill. It's like a treadmill stress echo test, which sometimes they do, but still they don't measure the VO2 max. And VO2 max is the main test. It's a parameter which every one of us can improve. Starting from age of 70, even 80, there have been studies that even there was a centurion study in which only centurions were enrolled into the study, people who have already into 100. So VO2 max, I'll just tell broadly that it declines sharply with age. And it is just like how fit we are, how much oxygen can we use by exercise. So there are specific methods for training, like we have to train according to our heart rate zones, which is very easy using the devices we have like Apple Watch, rings, and which are very, watches, I'm sure smart watches most of us are now wearing slowly. So that gives you a good estimate of your heart rate zones. So you have to train smarter and train your VO2 max. And as I was telling, we could even at the age of 80, by smart training of maybe 20 minutes, twice a week session of specific VO2 max training, we can improve our VO2 max, and VO2 max is directly proportional to our health span, not just lifespan. So that is why it is so important. And coming to the second parameter, that is heart rate variability. We all know that resting heart rate is the one important parameter which when we are resting, what is our heart rate? It is supposed to be as down as possible. So heart rate variability is a marker which tells us how your mental resilience is, and how everybody faces stress on a daily life. Everybody faces stress. So how, when we face stress, how does our rate of heart fluctuate from going high to going low, how calmly and how fast and how rhythmically it comes back to its down. That is the measurement of heart rate variability. And there are easy devices, pretty cheap devices and effective, which you can measure your own heart rate variability. I have one device called as Morpheus, costs just 10,000 bucks, ships directly from the USA. And including shipping just costs 10,000 bucks. and you can measure your heart rate. So we can, like things which we'll talk ahead, like ice bath, they work on your heart rate variability. Meditation works on your heart rate variability. The concept of blue mind, which I will shortly tell about, also works on our heart rate variability. So exercise के लिए I already tell, strength training is one very, very important thing, which most of us, especially in our 60s, 50s, think that the strength training is not for us, but it is not like that. Again, after the age of 40, there is something called as age-related sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. It is the most important parameter which ultimately leads to a lot of illness issues, and what we used to see are in our grandparents who used to stay in bed. They used to suffer a fall, maybe from a stair, and then they used to gradually, very sharply decline, because their muscle used to decline at a very rapid pace. And we used to do tests, for example, BMD, bone mineral density test. Many of our camps also we have done bone mineral density test. Very common test, but we focus on the bone health that time, but not our muscle health. And muscle, at 60, if we have still not started doing strength training, we can still employ our trainer. I am sure all of us are equipped. It is very possible to start with some weights, if not more. And it is a game changer. I am not joking. And then obviously yoga and flexibility has to be a part to make our joints healthy. Next pillar we are coming to is the sleep. This is the silent healer. Being a very, very hyper personality, as in I have, as Radhaji said, by God's grace, I've been able to balance my profession and passion, and I used to take night flights for getting rare birds. So I had been ignoring sleep all my life. Not ignoring, but I used to feel, I was inspired by my father who used to sleep 4 to 5 hours, and I used to feel that I can definitely manage in 4 to 5 hours. I'm sharp, I'm cognitively very sharp. But there has been books and books and books written clearly that we were meant to sleep minimum 8 hours. There is no negotiation to that. And since last 8 months, since I've finished 2-3 books.
Sorry for interruption. It's not related to age.
It is not related to age, sir. Which age? We obviously, our tendency to sleep decline because a lot of hormones, our cortisol, our melatonin, the cycles get disrupted, which we can manage by all these exercises and everything. But if we can sleep up to 8 hours, those 8 hours is the golden reset time, not just for our brain, but for our liver, for our immune system, for any organ, and it is very much essential. It is the repair mechanism which our bodies have. Like, for example, all the environmental insults, for toxins to carcinogens, everybody of us are facing some or the other environmental insult, which is ultimately affecting our DNA, which ultimately in the long run leads to cancer. Our bodies are perfectly equipped to handle that and repair it, and not let us have cancer or, as a matter of fact, any disease. But do we really let our bodies work naturally? And all these points, 6 pillars, they equally contribute to all of them. But sleep is really, really very important. We have made our life so busy that it is impractical, but still everybody should target 8 hours, 7 hours at the very least. And it is clearly proven that if you sleep less than 8, or maybe I should, for easy of everybody, 7, then 1 hour of sleep deprivation is equal to having like 10 glasses of alcohol. So it is that bad. It is literally causing cancers and so many diseases. There have been studies after studies. That is why I'm so stressing on this point.
Sleep should be at a stretch, or you can break it into 2 parts.
More important, as a stretch, it can be broken into 2 parts. It is up to you, your lifestyle. But it is important.
The first part during daytime and the second part during.
So the one important concept which the sleep teaches us is the rhythm, is the biological rhythm or the biological clock. So as we all may have an idea that sleep is broken into rhythms of cycles of 90 minutes. That is called the circadian rhythm. And there are something called as ultradian rhythm also, which are again, so our 24 hours are broken into a cycle of 90 minutes each, when we sleep and even when we are awake. And those 90-minute cycle in the sleep, first it's light sleep, then deep sleep, then REM sleep. And then one cycle finishes, then again second cycle starts. So ideally you should target, for example, 90 minutes is 1.5 hours. So either you should sleep 3 hours where you get to at least 2 full cycles. If you are uninterrupted, you're getting uninterrupted sleep. And or in terms of 90 minutes, you should sleep. So in that term, 7.5 hours is a good target which we all can try and target. That is that thing. And in the day also, if you can align yourself to the real clock. So we all know that there is 24 hours in the day, but there have been a lot of science studies on that. The real clock, biological clock, is not 24 hours. I must be feeling very shocking to hear that. It is more than 24 hours. It is on an average 24 hours and 11 minutes. And so if you, that's the biological rhythm. And there is a organ in our body called as the suprachiasmatic nucleus that's in our brain that aligns our clock again back to the normal rhythm. As we know, the sunrise time changes according to the seasons. So when the first light, as soon as we get up, when the first light strikes our optic chiasma with our optic eyes, then it triggers the suprachiasmatic nucleus to align our body clock. हाँ, तो मतलब मैं कुल बात के बता रहा हूँ कि 60 मिनट 90 मिनट्स के साइकिल होते हैं, है ना, और उसमें आपको सोना चाहिए एंड टू गेट योर ऑप्टिमम साइकिल. अगर आप दिन रात में फॉर एग्जांपल 6 घंटे ही सो पा रहे हो तो 1 घंटे या 60 to 70 मिनट्स का नैप ट्राई कर सकते हो, जो भी आपको काम के हिसाब से फीजिबल विंडो मिले. बट स्लीप इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट्स व्हाट. एंड ऑब्वियसली टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ द डे ट्राई टू डिम योर लाइट्स, लेस स्क्रीन टाइम, फोन्स अवे, preferably near, hold a book in the last hour of your day, so that जितना हो सकता है that really affects our dopamine, our hormones, our पूरा हमारा जो cycle होता है. So it is better to avoid.
Yes, I really agree because now we have started doing that late nights and all that. जहाँ भी जाओ 11 के अंदर घर and on the bed. He is very correct. Organs have to.
And जो ये suprachiasmatic nucleus आप term से डर गए, मतलब एक मान लीजिए क्लॉक है हमारे ब्रेन में, है ना. पहले लगता था लोगों साइंटिस्ट को कि एक ब्रेन में क्लॉक है जो कि हमारी बॉडी को सेट कर देता है. बट अगर आप डीपली स्टडी करोगे तो हर ऑर्गन में एक क्लॉक है. लिवर की अपनी अलग क्लॉक है, इम्यून सिस्टम की अलग क्लॉक है, हार्ट की अलग क्लॉक है, किडनीज की अलग क्लॉक है. एंड इफ़ यू आर लिविंग इन योर ऑप्टिमल स्टेट, मतलब एकदम परफेक्ट आप जी रहे हो, तो सारी क्लॉक आपकी अलाइंड हो जाएगी, तो आपका सब कुछ सिस्टम एकदम परफेक्ट चलेगा. When we are living in that phase, we all have sensed that सब कुछ एकदम अच्छा चल रहा है, we are in flow. That means all our clocks are aligned, not just one clock. So suprachiasmatic clock में भी जो है ब्रेन में एक क्लॉक है, वो एकदम मास्टर है, मतलब वो स्कूल का प्रिंसिपल है मान लीजिए, और बाकी सारे we have to follow that. तो स्लीप पे भी एक पूरा लेक्चर हो सकता है कभी किसी दिन. बट स्लीप एज यू राइटली सेड कि 99% लोग को लगता है कि स्लीप इज अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम, इंक्लूडिंग माई सेल्फ. आई यूज टू थिंक लाइक दैट, बट आई हैव कंप्लीटली चेंज दैट थिंग नाउ. नंबर 4 पिलर, बिकॉज हम अभी तक टॉपिक पे तो आ ही नहीं पाए, जो गट है, तो वो है नॉन स्लीप डीप रेस्ट. दिस इज जस्ट अ साइंटिफिक टर्म फॉर मेडिटेशन. इट इज, बट एज यू रीड इट इज नॉन स्लीप एंड डीप रेस्ट. जो आप पूछ रहे थे कि कभी कभी स्लीप साइकिल बिगड़ जाती है, तो दिस इज अ वंडरफुल थिंग टू better align your clock and to optimize your performance. There are many meditations available on YouTube. You just type this non-sleep deep rest, और भी तमाम meditation है जो हम लोग करते हैं. You can, whichever connects or resonates with you, not you just don't need to follow this one only. But this is just a scientific term, that is why I'm telling that. So in that 15 to 20 minutes, in that deep rest, you connect to your alpha state or the blue mind, which is the mind where our default brain network, मतलब हम basically उस mind में हम conscious हैं लेकिन सो रहे हैं लेकिन still हमारा we are connecting to our alpha mind. तो वो एक reset हो जाता है. Even just a 20 minutes sometimes power nap makes you so refreshed. So that is similar to non-deep sleep deep rest. And इसी में concept है blue mind. So blue mind is one more book which was written by a neuroscientist, and he studied lots about water. तो ब्लू माइंड एक सिंपल कंसेप्ट है. सिंपल कंसेप्ट ये है कि जब हम पानी के किनारे रहते हैं या पानी के अंदर रहते हैं या पानी हमारे आसपास रहता है, तो हम ऑटोमेटिकली रिलैक्स हो जाते हैं, है ना. अगर कोई गुस्सा करता है हमारे घर में, आपका बच्चा गुस्सा करता है आपको, तो आप क्या बोलते हो उसको? एक मुंह से पानी से मुंह धो लो, है ना, या एक ग्लास पानी पी लो, या शावर ले लो. ये एक, बट दिस इज द रियल साइंस बिहाइंड इट. Because we are all naturally water babies. First 9 months of our lives, हम लोग सब लोग वी आर लिविंग इन अंडर वाटर एंड वी आर लिटरली ब्रीदिंग थ्रू ऑर्गन्स जो कि अंडर वाटर क्रिएचर जैसे गिल से ब्रीथ करते हैं. वो पहले 9 महीने एवरीवन, देयर इज नो एक्सेप्शन कि मेरे को स्विमिंग नहीं आती, मेरे को पानी से डर लगता है. पहले 9 महीने तो आपने भी अंडर वाटर ही ब्रीथ किया है, कोई भी एक्सेप्शन नहीं है. So that means we are naturally connected to water if we can let it flow. So this is the blue mind. Obviously you can connect to the blue mind by engaging in swimming and water related activities. But अगर आप एक लेवल आगे जाओगे तो पानी तो हमारे हर सेल में है. हम यहाँ अगर आंख बंद करके अपने पानी को हर सेल में सोचने करेंगे तो we can do the blue mind here also without which being far away from any big source of water. So blue mind पे फिर कभी बात करेंगे. Today's important topic is gut. राधा जी ने जो बोला इमोशनल हेल्थ एंड सोशल इंटरेक्शंस इज वेरी वेरी एसेंशियल. दिस इज हाईलाइटेड बाय द मोस्ट लॉन्जिविटी जोन्स ऑफ आर द वर्ल्ड विच इज कॉल्ड द ब्लू जोन्स. आपने शायद सुना होगा. तो ब्लू जोन्स के बारे में ज़्यादा नहीं बताऊंगा मैं. 5 जोन्स हैव बीन आइडेंटिफाइड. वन इन ओकिनावा जापान, सार्डिना इटली, then a place in Costa Rica, a place in Greece, and Loma Linda in California, Greece. So these are places which scientifically data से ये पता चला है कि ये 5 zones में people live the longest. And you will be surprised to know that the key lessons I'll just highlight is very similar. They used to eat plants-based diet, moderate calorie intake. They used to only eat up to 80% full. Overeat कोई नहीं करता था. 80% के बाद खाने रुक जाते थे. ये पूरा स्टडीज़ में वहाँ फाइंड आउट हुआ. फिजिकल एक्टिविटी रेगुलर लो इंटेंसिटी मूवमेंट करते थे. कोई बहुत हाई इंटेंसिटी मूवमेंट नहीं करता था लेकिन सिमिलर टू द our nature hunter gatherers wale they used to do like that. Then strong social bonds, connecting with family community reduces the stress and enhances emotional health. Then there was a sense of purpose. Every day you used to get up and we used to want everybody ke andar purpose hai. You have to make everybody happy, stay connected. And stress management techniques like prayer or any kind of faith which is there. So and people in blue zones, sometimes many of the blue zones even used to consume alcohol. So ऐसा नहीं है कि it is, see, it's not a very valid point from a scientific angle. If you think alcohol is definitely not good for health, but I'm just whatever is there is I have to highlight that. And obviously strong focus of spirituality. Next we come to proactive testing and preventive health. So now AI आ गया है. AI का ज़माना आ गया है. And everything is evolving, advanced हो गया है. So we have to use technology for our betterment. And sometimes you could tell कि over testing कर रहे हैं लेकिन there is lots of things. For example BMD हम कब करते हैं? As medical practitioners BMD is recommended above the age of 60 as we already discussed. 60 is बेटा इसको ठीक करना प्लीज. हाँ सॉरी. तो अबव द एज ऑफ 60 करते हैं तब तक हमारा बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी ऑलरेडी स्पॉयल हो चुका होता है. हम करते हैं चेक करने के लिए कि ओस्टियोपोरोसिस हुआ है कि नहीं. बट दैट इज़ नॉट द राइट एज टू डू BMD. 60 में एक बार बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी खराब हो चुकी है तब वी कैन नॉट वर्क ऑन इट. मतलब वी कैन वर्क ऑन इट बट वी कैन नॉट वर्क ऑन इट फ्रॉम अ प्रिवेंटिव एंगल. वी कैन वर्क कि वर्सन ना हो बट वी कैन नॉट प्रिवेंट डिजीजेस. सो आइडियली द BMD एज शुड बी 40, my age, where we can really understand our bone health and work towards it. So I will talk about gut microbiome test very shortly. VO2 max मैंने बता दिया. There are tests where you can understand your biological age. What is biological age? कि हमारे cells कैसे काम कर रहे हैं. मतलब not just your chronological age. So for example, there are lots of very tests and scientifically proven right tests. Then regular checkups and messages prevention which we are doing through Rotary to spread the right awareness. Coming to the main topic today, that is nutrition or gut health. It's the secret sauce of the vibrant life. Why? Because your gut isn't just for digestion. It's your second brain, managing more than 70% of our immune system. आपको पता है 90% of our serotonin, our happy hormone, is released in the gut. That is why you are attracted to sugary foods. Because उसको खाने से एक अच्छा लगता है बस. आप बहुत खराब मूड में हो गए, आप चॉकलेट खा लो, एक डाइट एक कोक पी लो, यू विल फील गुड. बट दैट्स नॉट ऑब्वियसली द राइट वे टू डू इट. बट स्टिल with the right amount of training, with the right amount of feeding, as per your gut, you can still release those 90% of good hormone serotonin. And your immune system 70% directly depends on your gut. And staying hydrated, I will come to the hydration part of it. And the right supplements also matter. I'll come to it ki why supplements matter. So what is basically gut health? गट हेल्थ रिफर्स टू, तो गट की अगर आप बात करोगे तो आपको लगता है कि गट है, हमारा इंटेस्टाइन्स है, स्टमक है, बट इट्स नॉट जस्ट लाइक दैट. इट्स वी आर अ सुपर ऑर्गेनिज्म. वी आर नॉट जस्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग्स. ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैव फॉर एग्जाम्पल 37 ट्रिलियन सेल्स इन आर बॉडी. बट अगर आप the organisms, the microorganisms, the fungi, the bacteria which are living in our gut, in our skin, in our noses, in our hairs, in our all the cavities, if you count them, they are 10 times more in number than just human cells. So that is where the role of epigenetics comes to play. For example, बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं कि मेरे मदर फादर को डायबिटीज़ है, तो आई एम वेरी प्रोन टू डायबिटीज़. येस, राइट, यू आर जेनेटिकली प्रोन टू गेट डायबिटीज़. बट नाउ इट इज़ बहुत चेंज हो गया सब कुछ. जेनेटिक्स प्ले ओनली 10 to 20% रोल. 80 to 90% रोल इज ऑफ योर एपीजेनेटिक्स. एपीजेनेटिक्स इज हाउ यू इंटरैक्ट विद योर एनवायरमेंट. थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा साइंटिफिक हो गया फिर से, लेकिन जेनेटिक्स तो सबको पता है कि जेनेटिक्स, सब लोग कहते हैं कि मेरे मदर फादर को डायबिटीज़ है तो मेरे को तो डायबिटीज़ होएगा ही, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. बट दैट इज़ अ वेरी रॉन्ग बिलीफ टू मे, बिकॉज साइंटिफिकली 80% depends on your epigenetics, and your epigenetics depends on how you interact with your environment. So and how that depends on your gut, because gut को अगर आप स्टडी करोगे तो एक सिंपल टेस्ट आजकल है जो कि ideally anybody living above 40-50 should understand their own gut. I have done it on myself. It was a very costly test of some years back. It used to cost 50,000-60,000 per test, which is obviously not practical for everybody to do it. But now Shark Tank में एक कंपनी आई थी Decode Age. Shark Tank is a big thing, we all know. So this Decode Age founders I have met, they have invited me, so I have gone and seen their facility in Bangalore. I have done some podcast also with them. So they have launched a very good and very, very scientifically accurate gut microbiome test, just $8,000. And I am their partner, so through me, I'll give you a code, you'll get 20% or discount to 6,800, which is a very, very pretty cheap test. वेरी वेरी हैसल फ्री टेस्ट. एक बुक करना है, कुछ फॉर्म्स भरने हैं, अपने गट हैबिट्स के बारे में फॉर्म भरने हैं, एक सैम्पल आएगा, यू हैव टू कलेक्ट योर स्टूल एंड यू हैव टू पुट इट इन दैट ट्यूब एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट स्कैन इट. दे विल पिक इट फ्रॉम योर होम, नो मैटर वेयर यू लिव. So what my gut told me really, I was into spirituality also, and many times in my life I used to become a vegetarian and then become non-vegetarian again, become a vegetarian and then become non-vegetarian again. So I was being turned by spirituality. Then finally science gave me what I really need to do for my body. So for my example, my gut told me that I have 5,000 species of bacteria. Not number is in trillions, as I already told you. 5,000 प्रकार के बैक्टीरिया है मेरे अंदर, मैंने पाया, मतलब according to the report, and उसमें more than 50% are for digestion of proteins. So I need to consume overall a heavy protein efficient diet, because 50% of my gut bacteria are mainly activated in digestion of proteins. So your gut can tell you everything. It's diabetes. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं अभी आगे बताऊंगा थोड़ा सा जितना टाइम मिलेगा. डायबिटीज़ जो हम ट्रेडिशनल, एज अ डॉक्टर आई एम सेइंग, द ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन जो हम प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, मैं भी प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ, ऑब्वियसली आई एम अ कैंसर सर्जन, लैप्रोस्कोपिक सर्जन. पर डायबिटीज़ का क्या आंसर है हमारे? इतनी साइंस आगे बढ़ गई, इतने बड़े बड़े टेक्नोलॉजी आ गए, रोबोट आ गया, पर डायबिटीज़ का क्या आंसर है? आप अपोलो मेदांता में चले जाएंगे, क्या वो आपको एक ड्रग लिख देंगे और ये आपको ज़िंदगी भर खाना है, HbA1c आपको, यू हैव टू कीप मॉनिटरिंग, दैट्स द आंसर. So they are not treating the disease. We are not treating actually the disease. We are just treating the symptoms. That is very, very disheartening that in such advanced and जिंदल जैसे कुछ institutions हैं, आयुर्वेदिक कुछ institutions हैं जो कि डायबिटीज़ रिवर्सल पे बात कर रहे हैं, कुछ कर भी रहे हैं, हो भी रही है. तो हम उसको मिरेकल कह के हम टाइम पास नहीं कर सकते. We have to talk science, and the science is that diabetes reversal is very well possible. We were not really working on the right way. So for example, जैसे हम शुगर, जिसको डायबिटीज़ होता है, वो कुछ खाता है, उसके इंसुलिन रिलीज प्रॉपरली नहीं होता है, इसलिए डायबिटीज़ हो जाता है. इंसुलिन, द शुगर इज़ नॉट प्रॉपरली डाइजेस्टेड. सो वंस यू ईट, इफ़ यू अंडरस्टैंड कि हर आदमी का अलग गट है, हर आदमी का गट अलग है. मैं स्ट्रॉबेरी खाऊंगा, मेरा शुगर स्पाइक हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता. मैं आलू खाऊंगा, मेरा शुगर स्पाइक हो सकता है, कभी नहीं हो सकता. मैं ब्रोकली खाऊंगा, हो सकता है उससे भी शुगर स्पाइक हो सकता है ना. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स कि मैंने ब्रोकली खाई या मैंने एवोकाडो सो कॉल्ड सुपर फूड है मैंने खाया, एंड वो मेरे गट में जाके क्या केमिकल कंपाउंड में ब्रेक हुआ, उसके लिए क्या बैक्टीरिया थे या नहीं थे तो कैसे डाइजेस्ट हुए, नहीं थे तो फिर क्या हुआ. तो इफ यू रियली, इट इज may sound a little complicated but it's not that complicated. So for example if you have the right bacteria की कमी या उनकी ज़्यादा की वजह से हमको डायबिटीज़ भी होता है, थायराइड भी उसी वजह से होता है. हर डिजीज़ का रूट कॉज अल्टीमेटली मेजर ऑफ द डिजीज, द क्रॉनिक डिजीजेज वी आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, एक्यूट डिजीजेज इज डिफरेंट. सो क्योंकि हम यहाँ बात उठ गई है तो आई विल जस्ट शेयर दिस कंसेप्ट इज टू डिफरेंट कंसेप्ट. वन इज मेडिसिन 2.0 एंड वन इज मेडिसिन 3.0. जैसे मेडिसिन 2.0 वर्जन, तो जब आयुर्वेदा, जब हमारे फॉर एग्जांपल 50 इयर्स बैक हम हल्दी से वूंड ठीक करते थे, वो सब मेडिसिन 1.0 था. उसके बाद सर्जरी आई एंड द इन्वेंट ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक्स हुआ, दैट रेवोल्यूशनाइज द एक्यूट मैनेजमेंट ऑफ द डिजीज. मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल 50 साल पहले सब लोग इन्फेक्शन से मरते थे, लेकिन इन्फेक्शन से आजकल के ज़माने में कौन ही मरता है. कोविड वॉज एन एक्सेप्शन, लेट्स नॉट टॉक अबाउट कोविड, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट देर आर tons and tons of antibiotics and so much misuse of the antibiotics. So what invent of antibiotics did was that we made masters of acute condition. ऋषभ पंत को आप देख लीजिए जो क्रिकेट देखता है, ट्रॉमा है ना, उसकी हालत ऐसी थी कि कोई सपने भी नहीं सोच सकता था कि वो ठीक हो गया. You would say it's a miracle. It's not a miracle, it's the act of science. जो सारे प्रोसीजर साइंटिफिक थे, सब साइंटिफिक हुआ, and he is playing cricket again. So that is the miracle of medicine 2.0. So for all acute issues, for acute infections, for acute trauma, for medicine 2.0 is still the answer, is only the answer. कैंसर हो गया है तो ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू से, डायबिटीज़ आपका 600 है तो आप नहीं बोल सकते कि मेरे को डायबिटीज़ रिवर्सल पे काम करना है. फॉर एक्यूट इश्यूज यू हैव टू स्टिल डिपेंड ऑन मेडिसिन 2.0. दिस कंसेप्ट आई डोंट थिंक एनीबडी स्टिल इन इंडिया, वेरी वेरी गिनती के लोग इसको बात कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आपको पता है डॉक्टर्स पैसा कमाने में माहिर है, जिनको अगर मैं तो पैसा कैसे कमाएंगे, बट वी आर ऑल एजुकेटेड पीपल हियर एंड दिस इज व्हाट इज रियली हैपनिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. वी ऑल शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ इट, व्हाट इज रियली हैपनिंग. सो द मेडिसिन 3.0 concept is this, the chronic diseases. So medicine 2.0 has no answer for the 4 main chronic diseases which you will agree with me are the main cause of issues right now. Number 1 is diabetes or obesity. They are linked. Diabetes, obesity, everything is linked. Number 2 is obesity हो गया. Number 2 is the cardiovascular issues, the heart attacks and all those issues. Number 3 is the brain issues, the Alzheimer's, dementias. इसका क्या आंसर है? Hypertension, इसका क्या आंसर है? बीपी बढ़ता है, हम बीपी की एक मेडिसिन दे देते हैं, एक टाइम पे खाना है, उसको बीपी कम हो रहा है, पर आर वी रियली वर्किंग, लुकिंग ऑन द रियल कॉज ऑफ इट? वी आर नॉट. एंड फॉर एग्जाम्पल डॉक्टर को आप बीपी बढ़ जाएगा तो आप लिपिड प्रोफाइल कराते हैं आपका, है ना. लिपिड प्रोफाइल में आप ट्राइग्लिसराइड देखते हैं, कोलेस्ट्रॉल देखते हैं, उसके लिए एटोरवास्टैटिन और बहुत सारी रोसोवास्टैटिन नई नई मेडिसिन है विच यू गिव टू रिड्यूस द लिपिड द कोलेस्ट्रॉल. बट आर यू रियली वर्किंग ऑन द रूट कॉज ऑफ इट? द रियल टेस्ट विच यू शुड बी डूइंग इज द एपोलाइपोप्रोटीन बी. ये सारे नए नए टेस्ट हैं और नए टेस्ट नहीं है, 20 साल से हैं, पर पता नहीं क्यों नहीं कोई साइंटिफिकली इतना ज़्यादा यूज़ कर रहा है. इंडिया के बाहर यूज़ हो रहा है, अवेयरनेस तो है, डॉक्टर्स को अवेयरनेस नहीं है.
बताएंगे नहीं तो कैसे पता चलेगा?
अब अवेयरनेस की बात तो फॉर एग्जांपल कार्डियोवैस्कुलर की जो मैंने बात की, VO2 मैक्स आप गूगल करके देखिए, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पैरामीटर फॉर योर कार्डियोवैस्कुलर हेल्थ आएगा VO2 मैक्स ही. तो गूगल गलत है? नहीं, क्योंकि साइंटिफिक स्टडीज कहती है. सो कमिंग बैक टू, so this is the medicine 3.0 that we need to focus and with the right approach, and in this we need to adapt a holistic approach. When in India, when we utter the word holistic, people think Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic is not just holistic. Holistic is really working with your own body, aligning with your biological rhythms, eating the right nutrition, working on all the 6 parameters: emotional health, meditation, HRV, everything combined is holistic. And gut health उसमें बहुत number 1 role है, because as we already discussed, हम diabetes भी इससे reverse कर सकते हैं. So just coming, gut is our body's command center. Everything depends on it. Immune system headquarters. You ask the right questions to people who's falling ill every time, you will get an answer in the gut. Many people come to me say कि मेरे को gut में कोई problem नहीं है, लेकिन मेरे को रोज fever हो जाता है, हर महीने मेरी तबीयत खराब हो जाती है. If you work on their gut, they will get through this, get their problem. मेनी पीपल की मेरे को नींद नहीं आती, दैट आंसर रिमेन्स इन द गट अगेन, बिकॉज हार्मोन सारे गट से ही प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं. इट इज़ द न्यूट्रिएंट पावर हाउस, इट इज़ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट मेटाबॉलिक पार्टनर. ओबिसिटी वगैरह सब कुछ वेरी इजीली कैन बी मैनेज इफ यू जस्ट वॉच योर डाइट. एंड डाइट में फिर अगेन कमिंग बैक टू, आई एम अगेन एंड आई स्ट्रेसिंग ऑन द गट माइक्रोबायोम पार्ट ऑफ इट. देर आर इन्फ्लेमेटरी फूड्स, है ना. व्हाट आर इन्फ्लेमेटरी फूड्स? Foods which cause inflammation, and inflammation in our joints, in our mitochondria, in our gut, in our brain. We get Alzheimer's because there is inflammation in some particles in our brains. So if we work on the inflammation, then we can treat everything. So that's what we have to work on it. Skin glow, even skin के issues है, chronic skin issues. तो ऑब्वियसली आप डॉक्टर शशांक मेरे भी बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड हैं, उनके पास जाइए, वो ठीक तो कर देंगे. लेकिन अगेन वी आर वर्किंग ऑन द सिम्टम्स. मतलब ठीक है, अक्यूट इश्यूज है तो वी हैव टू गो इट. मैं भी पिछले एक हफ्ते पहले उनके पास गया था, मेरे को भी पिंपल्स हो रहे हैं. सो दैट मीन्स आई ऑल्सो स्टिल नीड टू बेटर बिकॉज ऑफ ट्रैवल. थोड़ा कुछ गड़बड़ी हुई होंगी मेरे गट में ही प्रॉबेबली. So skin glow, heart and beyond, everything. Happy hormones, I already told you, 90% of our gut, serotonin is produced in our gut. Longevity partner. So now we were coming कि हम aging करते हैं, तो there is a theory called as inflammaging. We age because हमारे अलग अलग joints में aging हो जाती है. उसमें एक important बहुत अभी recent theory आई है जिसको कहते हैं gut dysbiosis. So now it is labeled that gut dysbiosis is one of the most important causes of aging. And what is gut dysbiosis? Our imbalance between our gut bacteria. How can we get to know this? By the simple gut microbiome test. We understand कि कौन से बैक्टीरिया हमारे खाने को इन्फ्लेमेशन में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मिल्क, दूध से किसी को बहुत गट एकदम स्मूथ सूट करता है, किसी को बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, किसी को ब्लोटिंग होती है. तो कोई भी एक साइन जो आप खाना खा रहे हो, वो ब्रोकली हो सकती है, वो टोमेटो सूप भी हो सकता है, हेल्दी चीज़ों से भी प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. ये आप अपने, क्योंकि हमारे दिमाग में ऐसा डाल दिया गया है कि ये हेल्दी है, फ्रूट तो हेल्दी है, फ्रूट से तो प्रॉब्लम हो ही नहीं सकती. ऐसा नहीं है. आपकी बॉडी में कौन सा बैक्टीरिया है उस पर डिपेंड करेगा. तो मेरे लिए इन्फ्लेमेटरी फूड अलग होगा, राधा मैम के लिए अलग होगा, विनायक अंकल के लिए अलग होगा. जी बोलो.
जैसे कि तुम कह रहे हो गट वाला जो टेस्ट होता है, गट का टेस्ट कराने से क्या है, मतलब उसमें पता चलेगा हमें क्या
गट के टेस्ट जो आपकी उसकी रिपोर्ट आएगी उसमें यू विल गेट अ डिटेल्ड रिपोर्ट. मतलब 10-15 पेज की होंगे. आप एज अ लेमैन ऑब्वियसली 15 पेज की रिपोर्ट में कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा, है ना. लेकिन उसमें एक न्यूट्रिशनल काउंसलिंग सेशन वगैरह करना पड़ेगा. बट यू विल गेट टू नो विच आर द गुड बैक्टीरियाज इन योर गट and which are the good commensals, मतलब good and which are the bad ones. So the extremely bad ones we need to work on it with maybe some antibiotics. But with the right amount we'll come to know कि ब्रोकली खाने से जो माइकोबैक्टीरियम फ्यूसिफेराई पे काम करती है वो नहीं खाना है. तो फिर we'll come to know और पूरी एक लॉन्ग लिस्ट मिलेगी कि कौन से exactly. So that is a little different thing. Allergy, food allergy test. Food allergy actually gut microbiome के बाद आता है. And gut microbiome पहली चीज़ है. फूड जब हम बॉडी हमने खाया, फॉर एग्जांपल एवोकाडो खाया, है ना, अंदर गया, हम वो ब्यूट्रेट में डाइजेस्ट हुआ, उसके बाद गट बैक्टीरिया ने काम किया, उसके बाद जब हमारी बॉडी में जाएगा, कुछ लोग इम्यून सिस्टम उस पर भी रिएक्ट करता है, तो उसमें भी काम करेगा. फूड एलर्जी टेस्ट इज ऑल्सो अ गुड ऑप्शन, बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट इज मच मोर कॉस्टलियर देन दिस. द प्रॉपर फूड एलर्जी टेस्ट स्टिल कॉस्ट 30 to 40,000 bucks. कुछ कंपनीज में सस्ते में करते हैं, बट दैट इज रियली 800. नो इट्स नॉट जीवन ज्योति, ऑनलाइन. आपके घर पे किट आएगी, सब कुछ सिंपल प्रोसीजर है. तो इट्स हाँ, इट्स रियली अ गुड थिंग एंड कॉस्ट ऑल्सो वेरी. मतलब मैं कोई कंपनी में पार्टनर नहीं होगी, मेरे को पैसा का बेनिफिट होगा. आई एम जस्ट स्प्रेडिंग द राइट अवेयरनेस. उसमें एक न्यूट्रिशनल सेशन मिलेगा और ऑब्वियसली आई विल ऑल्सो गाइड एंड यू कैन कंसल्ट एनी अदर न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट ऑल्सो हु हैव सम नॉलेज ऑन द गट. And they will, with that report, they will give you a supplementary report कि for example आपको sweet potato नहीं खाना चाहिए, for example आपको beetroot नहीं खाना चाहिए, आपको क्या चीज़ें खानी है, क्या fruits include करने हैं, क्या snacks include करने हैं, क्या seeds include करने हैं as per the bacteria. डेफिनेटली, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. सो ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि एक बार हमने फूड एलर्जी टेस्ट, ये गट माइक्रोबायोम टेस्ट करा लिया तो ज़रूरी होगा. अगर मैं अभी आज 6 महीने के लिए US चले जाऊँ तो 100% पूरा चेंज हो जाएगा. US नहीं भी जाऊँ, यहाँ सीजन हो गया, मैंने यहाँ डाइट पूरी चेंज कर दिया, आई सडनली स्टार्ट ईटिंग आउट, सो इट विल चेंज. यहाँ तक कि देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज फीकल ट्रांसप्लांट, where people who have very bad gut with suffering from Crohn's disease or IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, so there are medicines which they flush out their entire gut microbiome and implant other person's fecal matter, the right person's, so that the good bacteria then takes over. It's a very complicated procedure and only needed for in extreme situations if you cannot manage with just slight variations in your diet. सो आइडियली ये ऐसा नहीं है कि गट माइक्रोबायोम टेस्ट आपको ज़िंदगी में एक ही बार कराना है. अगर आपका सब सही चल रहा है और तो एक बार कराओ, यू विल गेट टू नो योर बेसिक आइडियाज़. आफ्टर 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, इफ़ यू फील कि कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, सो द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज़ कि जैसे हम सबको ब्लोटिंग होती है, हम सबको थोड़ी बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, तो इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट टू बी अवेयर ऑफ योर बॉडी एंड नॉट इग्नोर द साइंस. सो दैट विल टेल यू वॉट यू आर डूइंग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने खाया, तो ये जो कंसेप्ट है हाउ फैट डाइट्स हार्म अस, तो ये जो कंसेप्ट है, आप कोई भी डाइटिशियन के पास जाते हो, बेस्ट से बेस्ट दुनिया में जाओगे तो सब ऑल द डाइटिशियंस, मतलब मैं डाइटिशियन के अगेंस्ट नहीं हूँ, मैं ये डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग, बट माई पॉइंट ऑफ एक्सप्लेनिंग दिस इज एवरी डाइटिशियन हैज़ वन और द टू प्रिफर्ड डाइटिंग मेथड. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई बोलेगा कि आपको ओट्स खाना है, ओट्स बहुत हेल्दी है, कोई बोलेगा आप बेसन का चीला खाइए, वो बहुत हेल्दी है. तो वी हैव टू टेक गुड थिंग्स फ्रॉम एवरीबडी, बट अल्टीमेटली ये सब तुक्का है, एवरीथिंग इज गेस वर्क, बिकॉज यू डोंट नो योर. अगर मेरे को आपका गट माइक्रोबायोम पता नहीं है और मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ आपके लिए ओट्स बहुत अच्छा है, आप खाइए, तो इट इज ओट्स इज जनरली हेल्दी. Oats is generally healthy, so 80% of the time I may be right if I tell you to eat yours, but not 100%. And हाँ, वो तो मैं शेयर कर ही दूंगा सबको, मतलब anybody suffering from chronic issues or anybody targeting to live optimal life. I think everybody would want to, why not live optimal life? And it's a simple thing. मतलब देखो, exercise तो मेहनत का काम है, इसमें इतना कोई मेहनत नहीं है. इफ दे माइट कुछ आइटम्स आ जाएंगे जो आपके बहुत फेवरेट है, तो फिर देन इट विल बी मेहनत की बात होगी, देन इट विल बी मेहनत की बात. अल्कोहल पे नहीं आएगा, नो अमाउंट ऑफ अल्कोहल इज गुड. नीरू जी, आई एम सॉरी टू से, बट मजाक कर रहा हूँ मैं.